Hello, Herd. It's JJ, the Lonely Bull in Asia. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're from. Today's topic, I want to talk about whether or not you should come here to the Philippines if you haven't yet, or if you are here, maybe you should leave soon. We'll talk about that next. Okay, so today we're going to talk about whether or not you should stay in the Philippines or even come here to live for that matter. There's been a lot of talk lately on different YouTube channels and memorandas going out and things like that here in the Philippines about visa renewals or visa extensions and denials and things like that. So I want to talk specifically about the tourist visa here in the Philippines. Now, I'm currently on a tourist visa, and I'm a little leery about some of the talk that's going around. It seems that the longer you stay here in the Philippines before you leave, the more likely it is that they're going to question why you're still here on a tourist visa. So the tourist visa essentially it gives you the right to extend up to 36 months in this country without ever leaving. So you come in on a 30-day visa free for most countries in the West. You stay for 30 days and then you extend another 29 after that. And then when you go to extend a second time, you can extend either 30 or 60 days at a time. At that point, you have to also get an ACR card, which is an Alien Certificate of Registration ID card. It's mandatory after your first extension. So after that first 59 days, when you extend again, you've got to get one of those cards, and there's a cost involved. It's not a huge cost, but still, there's a cost, and it's good for 1 year. Now, it's what that does for you is it allows you to use that card to travel throughout the country without having to carry your passport with you when you board a plane or whatever. So that's one of the reasons that you would get it. That's one of the things that you can use it for, but it is mandatory, like I said, so you need to get it. So, but lately, they've been kind of changed how things are going in the immigration offices as far as when you go in to extend your visas. Now, from what I'm hearing and what I'm understanding, and now this isn't set in stone, which, as you should know, in the Philippines, nothing is set in stone. But some places will start asking you a lot more questions when you go in to extend your tourist visa. How long have you been here is one of the things that they look at as far as when they're going to ask questions and how many questions they're going to ask you. So it seems like after that 1 year mark, that's when they start asking questions. So if you haven't left the country and you've been here almost a year or over a year, when you go in for that extension, the likelihood of being questioned a little bit would raise, I would think. Now, at that 6 month mark, that's where if you leave the country after 6 months extension living here, they will start asking you questions about um, leaving the country. In fact, you have to do an exit clearance, which is a little more intrusive than the normal extensions that you normally get. So they do a thorough investigation, your background, your MBI check, and things like that. And there is a cost involved. Now, depending on who you're talking to or where you're at, that cost could be anywhere from about 2,100 peso all the way up to 28, almost 2,900 peso. It just kind of depends. Like I said, the Philippines, nothing set in stone. So I'm coming up on 6 months. So when I extend my extension in September will be my 6th month extension. So if I extend this month and then I decide to leave the country for any reason or any time, I have to do that exit clearance. Now, I could go the retirement route and get that SRRV, which is the retirement visa. It's a residential visa, but there are some things that you have to go through to get that. And let me share my screen and I'll show you what that involves. Okay, so the SRRV Classic is, for retirees, so you have to be at least 50 years of age and above, and there is a deposit you have to make in a Philippine bank account, and you have to deposit 20,000 US dollars if you don't have any sort of pension. Now, if you've got a monthly pension, you only have to deposit 10,000 US dollars into a Philippine bank account. Now, you cannot touch that money. The only way you can use that money is if you are using it to invest in property. Like if you want to buy a condo, then you can put that money toward it. But the condo has to cost at least $50,000. So only 20% of that condo can be you can use this money for. Okay, does that make sense? Now, and you have to have at least it looks like 800 or I'm sorry, 1,000 monthly pension um, as far as income coming in, monthly income, retirement, or whatever, in order to qualify for this. So, and then um, the application fee, there's an application fee involved too. Now, if you're military, if you're a veteran, you can do this for 1,500 instead of 10,000. So it's a big benefit if you're a veteran. So that would be something I would look into if I were you. If you're a veteran and you're thinking about retirement, this would be the visa to look into. Now, like I said, I am leery about putting money into a foreign bank that I can't touch basically unless I leave the country. So once you put it in there, it's in there for a year minimum, and then once that year's up, then if you want to leave the country, you can withdraw it. But at the same time, I'm a little leery about putting money into a foreign bank account. Call me superstitious, call me whatever, doesn't matter. That's just the way I am. Now, I am going to leave the country here uh, on the 7th. Now, if this video runs prior to the 7th, then I haven't left yet, but if it runs after the 7th of September, I'm already gone. So I'm going to Thailand and I'm going to look into living there, or at least part time living there, and maybe splitting my time between Thailand and the Philippines. Now, where I'm at now with my condo, my lease is up on October 13th and I'm paying 35,000 peso a month for my lease. So I gave my landlord my notice that I was leaving when my lease is up, and I told him basically that I'm going to downsize and get a second place somewhere else and split time between the two. So he wrote me back, messaged me back, and basically he said, "Why don't we do this? Why don't you stay for another 6 months and I will drop the rent to 30,000 from 35 to 30, and then if you still want to leave after that 6 months, you can." So that's not a bad deal. So when I go to Thailand, I'm going to be looking at condos in Bangkok. And the farther south you get on Sukhumvit Road, if you're familiar with Bangkok, Sukhumvit Road is one of the main roads that runs north and south through Thailand or through Bangkok, basically north and south. And then the farther south you get away from the city center, the newer the condos are. They're a little smaller, but they're cheaper. And the neat thing about Thailand is the cost of living is a lot less than it is here in the Philippines. You get cheaper condos for the same size, basically, and the quality is better. So I'm going to be looking at some condos anywhere from Prompong on south to on Newt area. Now, you can Google Map that if you want, um, but I'll just tell you that's kind of where I'm looking. Okay, I'm gonna show you exactly where I'm gonna be looking. So this is part of Bangkok here. This is the main part. This green line here, that's Sukhumvit Road, and it's also the BTS, which is the train that runs basically north to south on Sukhumvit Road. So I'm going to be looking at these areas. This is Tonglo. This is uh, Prompong. So I'm going to be looking from Prompong. Now the city center's up here. So if you're familiar with Asok and Nana Plaza and things like that, that's up north a little more. I want to get away from that touristy area. So Prompong, uh, Tonglo, then you get Prakanong, and down here you've got Bangchak, and then in between you've got Anut. So Anut's right around here. So I'm going to be looking at condos right along here. That's real convenient to the BTS. So I can walk to the BTS. Now I've been pricing a lot of these condos, and I'll check them out when I get there in person. But the pictures look really good, and it looks like the cost is really good. I can get a one bedroom, about 35 square meters, which is average size for Asia, fully furnished, and they have nice furnishings, and it's newer. And I can get that for about 10,000, anywhere from 9,000 to 11,000 baht, Thai baht, which is under $300 basically. So I'm looking at it this way. I'm looking at if I stay here for another 6 months and where I'm at now, and I'm paying 30,000, which is about $533 US a month. And then if I get one of those condos that it comes up to about 260 a month, or about 265 US, that comes out to $800 total a month for my rent. Now, utilities will be a wash because I'll only be in one place at a time. So I'll only be using the utilities when I'm in that place. So the utilities will be a wash. I'll be spending about the same in utilities, which is about 4 or 5 thousand peso a month, which is about $88 or $90. So figure $100. So, but that's a wash. So the only thing I'll have to do is now my dad on my phone, my international plan works in Thailand too. But if I want to get a SIM card for Thailand, if I need that, that will be a little added expense, but it won't be a lot. It won't be any worse than what I pay here in the Philippines for my postpaid plan, my phone plan. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now, is splitting the time between. And if I look at the Thai retirement visa, and I was kind of looking at that because you can go into Thailand now 60 days visa free, and then you can extend another 30 days. So basically you can stay there 90 days at a time before you have to leave. So basically I could just stay in Bangkok at my condo there in Bangkok for 3 months, come back here, stay for a while, and then go back to Bangkok and just split my time between. And I would only have to do basically one extension every 90 days there, and then probably just one extension here for the first extension, or maybe I'll do two. But if I spend like 3 months at a time in each, it's really kind of cheap. But if I want to look into a retirement visa, and I'll show you what that kind of looks like. So the retirement visa here is basically you can, and the old retirement visa used to be, the wording used to be is you had to be 50 years or older. You had to deposit 800,000 Thai baht into a Thai bank. Now, 800,000 Thai baht is more than the retirement visa here in the Philippines. It's about 23 or 24,000 US dollars. But now they've changed it. Now the wording is a little different. Now you can, it says financial evidence showing monthly income of no less than 65,000 Thai baht, which is around, it's about 1900 US dollars now. Or, and that's the important wording, or having the current balance of 800,000 Thai baht. So you don't have to have that 800,000 balance in a Thai bank account anymore. You can just put 65,000 in a month and show that in your bank statements that you've got proof of that income coming into that Thai bank. So I feel a lot more comfortable putting 1,900 a month in that I could use for my monthly expenses than putting 10,000 or 20,000 US dollars here in the Philippines, or 23 or $24,000 in Thailand, and have it just sit there and not even be able to use it if I need it. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm kind of looking at that. Now, I don't have a lot of hurry to do that because, like I said, with Thailand now, you can come in 60-day visa free and extend another 30, and then you can do a border run if you want. You can fly out, or you can take a train or a bus to Laos or Cambodia or wherever you want to go. Vietnam's close too, so I can basically travel anywhere I want to. So I'll have two home bases. I'll have my home base here in BGC, which I love BGC, but I'll also have a place in Thailand because, with the things going on in the Philippines now, with all these extension issues and the problematic issues that may be coming up with extending your tourist visa, I want to have a backup plan, a plan B, and I can put that into motion. And when I go to Thailand this month, I will look into that, and I'll let you know how that goes. So if you're thinking about moving to the Philippines or retiring in the Philippines, let me know in the comments below what you think about these ideas that or these issues that may be coming up. If you live here now, are you kind of worried about living on a tourist visa? To see what, maybe they're going to look at you if you've been here over a year or 6 months, even like me. So that's kind of where I'm at now. That's what I'm doing. And just let me know in the comments below. Feel free to, if you like what you see, if you love Southeast Asia and you love the Philippines, you love Thailand, and you're thinking about moving out here, or you live out here, smash that like button for me. And only about 20% of the people that view my videos are actually subscribers. So if you're watching and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. It really helps me out. Plus, it helps getting that like button smashed, because then it gets my video out to other people who haven't seen it yet, who want to. So that helps me out tremendously with the algorithms that you hear so much about in YouTube. So, but anyway, have yourself a great one. It's rainy season here, but it's also Christmas season because we're in the September now, in the Burr months. Mabuhay, my friend. Live life, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.